If you feel overwhelmed by AI, it's not your fault. 99% of advice online is surface level noise that keeps you chasing tools. The truth is, learning AI and actually benefiting from AI are two completely different things. You don't need more tools. You need the habits of the top 1%, which can put you 6 months ahead of everyone else. 2 years ago, I could explain prompt engineering in my sleep. I knew the theory, but I wasn't getting the results. But these 4 habits change that. I'm responsible for finance AI transformation at Amazon, and I've trained over 250 people on AI, including these exact same habits. These 4 tiny AI habits are simple. You don't need any coding or AI degree, just small changes that compound over time, and you can start applying them immediately. So let's dive in. The first habit kills the hidden traps, which makes you think you're getting ahead, but it's actually holding you back. Every day you wake up, your feed is filled with game changer AI tools, and you are thinking, okay, what can this new tool do for me? Right now, there are over 32,000 AI tools on the market, and the list is growing. It would take you nearly 90 years to test them all at one per day. It's an endless spiral of noise. And I see this constantly. People try 10 different apps, waste time playing around with no real intent, and at the end of the month, they haven't saved a single hour of work. They are still stuck doing the same boring work they hated before they started. When I train teams at Amazon, I force one simple rule: ignore the tool, obsess over the problem. The top 1% of AI users do not care about the best new app or tool. They care about what are their biggest bottlenecks. They ask, where am I bleeding time? What is the most painful friction point? Once you know that, the tool becomes obvious. This acts as a filter. If a new 3D modeling AI drops tomorrow and the news is mental, I don't even look at it. Why? Well, I don't have a 3D modeling problem. I have finance problems. And this approach instantly removes 99% of the noise because you don't have to care about it anymore. So here's your tiny habit. Write down the one task that wastes most time in your week, and tomorrow spend 15 minutes attacking it with AI. Just that one problem, nothing else. All right, so habit number 2 changes your identity. It can make you more resourceful than a software company. And the shift is simple, but most people miss it because they're stuck in the past. For decades, building software required teams, funding, and months of development. If you had an idea, you had to wait. But that era is almost over. When I train teams at Amazon, I spend 80% of the time on hands-on building. We build real applications in real time. I practice what I preach. I have built dozens of custom applications just for myself. None of them are for sale, but this tiny habit is the only reason I can lead finance AI transformation at Amazon, run this channel, invest in shares, and still have dinner with my family every night. And the habit is simple. Don't be a user, don't wait for software, and be a builder. And to be one, you don't need to know coding. As Jensen Huang says, the most powerful coding language in the world is now English. And here is how you apply this. Pick one repetitive problem, go to Google AI Studio, which is free and faster than ChatGPT. Ask it to build a simple app that handles a task which wastes your time. Start small, start ugly, but build it yourself. Your new identity is you are a builder. Habit number 3 ensures your AI results are never junk, and more importantly, it makes you more intelligent as you use AI. A recent MIT study found that professionals who over-rely on AI suffer 50% reduced brain activity. Think about that for a second. You're effectively outsourcing your thinking, not just your work, and this exact habit fixes this problem. And let me show you exactly what I mean. I ran a test where I told ChatGPT I wanted to launch green ketchup for kids. First, I just asked for a business plan. The AI acted like a yes man, and it gave me a perfect 12-month roadmap, marketing strategies, and revenue projections, and it told me exactly how to succeed with a terrible idea. I mean, who wants green ketchup? Then I used the consultant method. I asked it to be a critical thinking partner, and the result was completely different. It immediately flagged that Heinz had already tried and failed. It warned me about the novelty trap. It didn't just give me a plan to fail straight on my face. It gave me the strategic insight to save my money. Think of it this way. If you hired a consultant who agreed with every idea you had, you'd fire them. So why let AI do the same thing? The shift is simple. Stop using AI as a yes man and start using it as a consultant and critical thinking partner. Your result will be 10 times better. And this is very important when you're looking for AI help on something which matters and is important. Now, the fourth habit is the difference between the top 1% and the remaining 99% of AI users. Right now, 99% of people are stuck in the chatbot era. They type a message, wait for a reply, type again, basically using AI as a system of interaction. That's manual labor with extra steps. The top 1% have already moved on. They don't just chat with AI, they treat AI as a system of action. Let me give you a real example. I have over a dozen inboxes, and I receive on average 100 messages on any single day. If I use the chatbot method, I would spend a couple of hours a day just copy pasting emails into ChatGPT if I wanted to use AI, and I'd be a slave to the tool, wasting time between the to and fro. So instead, I built a system. I have an AI agent that wakes up at 6 a.m., scans all of my inboxes, filters the noise, extracts the action items, and writes a briefing document. I don't chat, don't have to do any manual steps. I sit on my train to work, drink my coffee, read the briefing, and make decisions. The AI does the work, I provide the judgment. So the shift is simple. Stop using AI as a system of interaction and start using it as a system of action. We are now in the agentic era. We are moving away from asking questions and towards giving AI actual jobs. You build an agentic system once, you train the context once, and then you can step back and let the machine run. So your tiny habit is to stop looking for tasks to do and start looking for workflows to automate using AI. But you might be thinking, Asan, how do I learn AI agents, or I want that email agent and I have zero idea how to actually build one? This is exactly what I cover in this video here. I break down the AI agent recipe into its three components, the brain, hands, and its memory, and show you how to build that exact email agent step by step with zero code.